name is Braxton Hopkins. Alongside me, Jake Corcoran, back for our third rendition of the MKW pregame show. And it's a special one. We're both playing each other today, going to be battling out, and a lot of playoff implications on the line. So this should be an exciting series. A lot of the leagues coming to watch this one and see both these good teams in action. But let's get into what the playoff implications are on the line in this series. You have the Cranes, who are right now in the second place in the league. They are doing very well. The 4-2 record. The only loss for the Sailors right now was from our Cranes. So, and they do have a chance at the 1 seed. There's a scenario that if the Cranes either win 2 today, they would have a record of 6-3, and then the Sailors would have to get swept, or we sweep today, and then the Sailors could only win 1, because currently they have the tiebreaker over us since they took 2 out of 3 in our last series. But also, the Leopards, they have a shot at the 1 seed, believe it or not, because they do have a shot at it. If they sweep today, they would finish with a record of 6-3, and they would need the Sailors to not win any against the Scorpions next series, because they have the tiebreaker after the sweep on opening day, which shocked a lot of people, shocked me too. But let's look into today's games. What do you think some of the impact points for some of these teams are going to be? I think for our team, it's going to be if we can have good pitching and just stay true to Crane Wiffleball and just play well and do the best we can. Also, Brandon Romby will not be here for Game 1 and a little bit of Game 2. He has some family business he has to tend to, so we will have a sub in for the series, which will bring us up an interesting trivia question that we'll have for today. As some of you may know it, some of you may not know it, but we'll have that trivia question for you. But what do you think some of the keys for you guys for your success today and potentially win the series and give you guys a good shot at some playoff seeding?
Well, Bennett just has to keep pitching like he was in the final game of the Scorpion series. He almost threw a no-hitter.
Yeah, almost threw that no-hitter.
If he pitches like that, we'll be just fine. We just got to keep hitting, and hopefully I'll be able to pitch better in this game. Then we can have
a big thing with the playoff seeding is the reason that these seeds matter so much for the playoff series. For example, the 2v3 matchup in the playoffs, the 2 seed will be for the home team the whole entire series. So if you're the higher seed, you will be home the whole entire series of that. And they'll all be best of 3 series, even the World Series and the semifinals. So it should be a good matchup. Next thing we got to do, what do you think we should do, Jay?
Send it to the field.
Let's do it. Bang. And Braxton Hopkins here on the call here in Game 1, as it's going to be starting off being a walk to Griffin Hickey. Going to bring up Romby, but he's going to take a very good pitch on the outside pipe for strike 3, as Grayson Hopkins sub again will also take a walk as he gets the bat down. And now Griffin Hickey up again. Here's the pitch. Going to be ball 4 outside, going to load the bases. As Romby is going to come up and swing and miss on a good pitch on the inside part of the plate. And then so will Braxton Hopkins strike out. 1, 2, 3, go the Leopards. And then Cooper Ullman's going to start him off with a walk. And then so is Jay Corcoran. Got first and second for the Leopards. As Bennett Biga is going to ground this ball into play. Griffin Hickey tried to peg him at second, but it didn't work. The ball was still out there in left center as the run would come in to score. And then Cooper Ullman off the butt end of the bat puts this ball right into play. It's now going to load the bases as Jay Corcoran up. Slider just a bit outside, going to walk in a run for the Leopards. And now you see Bennett Biga up as he's going to pop this one up. Braxton Hopkins diving, couldn't get to it, but pegs Jay right on the foot. But 2 runs would score on a bad throw there from Brandon. As Cooper Ullman up to bat, going to pop this one up. Braxton Hopkins and Griffin collide, but Bennett ran for some reason, but got pegged out. And then Jay Corcoran popped up, and Brandon makes the catch, 3 outs away. End of the first inning. MKW trivia question on screen, who has played in every single series? The answer is on screen. Here we go, second inning of Game 1. Here we go. Griffin Hickey is going to take ball 4 to start off inning 2. As Brandon Romby are up to the plate, as he's going to take ball 4 low. As Braxton Hopkins up to the plate, he's going to pop this one up. Bennett Bigham makes the play. The runners do not tag up. Good play there. And ball 4 for Hickey. Got to load the bases for Brandon Romby. Here's the pitch. is going to ground this ball into play. Jay bobbles it, but does get Griffin on the peg. It was a very good play, but the run does come in to score, so Brandon gets credit with the RBI as Braxton Hopkins takes that pitch for ball 4. As Griffin Hickey with the bases loaded swings and a miss on a good high riser as he chucks the bat all the way into the road. And here we go, bottom of the second. Bennett starts it off with a walk. They're going to bring up Cooper Ullman. And he's also going to get walked. First and second for the Leopards as they're going to bring up Jay Corcoran. Here's the pitch. And he's going to send this ball deep to left field. That ball is gone. A 3-run shot for Jay Corcoran, the former number 2 overall pick this year. He's been having a great year at the plate, and we will see if he can do any better pitching well. Potentially could earn the MVP of the series. What a shot there. Boom goes the dynamite. As Bennett Bigger will also send this one yard off of Griffin Hickey. Gone for the Leopards. As he's round the bases, they've got a commanding lead here in Game 1. Potentially be a huge starting point for a series that is going to be very close and decides a lot of playoff matchups. Here's Ullman. He's going to get a walk here from Griffin Hickey. And here's Bennett Bigga, and he's going to line this ball into left field off the wall for Griffin Hickey. Tried to tag Cooper Ullman, and he got Cooper Ullman on the peg. As he's now up to bat, and he's not going to swing on that slider. It's going to walk in a run. Thank you, Kingston Godzik, for that update as that ends the inning 2, heading into the top of the third. Last call for the Cranes as Rombayer up to bat. He's going to take ball 4 low. They're going to bring up Braxton Hopkins, and he's going to strike 3 on a good pitch. Right, located down the middle with a good fastball. And so will Griffin Hickey take that pitch. And now last call as Brandon Rombayer sends this ball deep to left field. That ball is gone. A 2-run shot. It's going to make it a 9-3 ball game as Braxton Hopkins hits the suey going into home. And it is chirping up the camera. You can't hear it, but it's probably a lot of stupid stuff you should not have heard. I don't know, him talking about they might win this game, but yeah, I don't know. He's a pretty stupid guy, so you don't want to listen to him. As Brandon Rombayer finally touches home as Braxton Hopkins is going to pop this one up. And it's going to be out 3. And it's going to end the game. Leopards take Game 1. We will see you back here for Game 2. Good start to the fast food segment by Kingston Godzik will hopefully be finished up early. Is a foul tip, strike 3 into the zone for Braxton Hopkins to start it off. And Jay Corcoran is going to send this ball gone. Celebration like he's riding a horse as he rounds the bases. What an absolute shot. Have a day, Jay Corcoran. The number 2 overall pick for the Leopards is paying off. What a bombs. It's the suey going into home as Bennett Big is going to take ball 4. And now Cooper Ullman up to bat. He's also going to take ball 4 on a close pitch inside. And Jay Corcoran now comes up to bat. He's going to take that pitch right down the middle for strike 3. As Bennett Bigga now coming up to bat. And here's the pitch. And he's going to swing and miss on a good slider. As Brandon Rombayer is going to send this ball absolutely gone. An absolute moonshot of a home run, giving the Cranes the lead here. Potentially, I'm not completely sure about that. Don't listen to me. As he's taking his time around the bases. Uh-oh. What are they going to do for the celebration? Oh, it's a lightsaber fight. 1, 2, bam! Slices him, and it's going to be a run for the Cranes. As Braxton Hopkins is then going to take a walk. Griffin Hickey going to pop this ball up for Jay Corcoran, but Braxton Hopkins will tag up for 2, as he will stay on 2. As Brandon Rombayer comes up to bat, he's going to ground this ball down to third base, and nowhere to go. No one was covering first, and he couldn't get the out at second. As Braxton Hopkins going to swing and miss on a good high riser. And Griffin Hickey up to bat. He's going to ground this ball just into play, as now it's going to load the bases. As Brandon Rombayer is going to send the shot over Cooper Ullman. That's going to score Braxton, but will not score Grayson, as he is the designated runner. So there is no ghost runners. And then Braxton's going to pop this ball up, but caught out in right center by Cooper Ullman. And that's going to be the end of the first inning. And swing and a miss for Bennett Biga. We're going to start off the inning for the Leopards, as it's going to take a pitch way over his head for ball 4, as Cooper Ullman will take ball 4. And Jay Corcoran's going to line this ball in the left field, but picked up by Hickey at the wall, but it actually got under the wall. It was not a ground rule double, it was just stuck in the fence, as Bennett's going to take ball 4. And Cooper Ullman now up to bat with bases loaded, going to take strike 3. Big pitch there from Braxton Hopkins. And now a pitch to Jay, just going to be just outside. Going to walk in a run for the Leopards. As also he's going to hit Bennett Biga for ball 4. That's going to be a run for the squad. As Cooper Ullman will also take ball 4. It's going to be another run for the Leopards. They're going to put in Rombayer, and that's going to be another run. This inning is falling apart for
They're taking an intentional walk, so they don't let up any more runs. What's the score? 6-2. I'm assuming Leopards up. There you go.
Thank you for the update, Kingston, as Brandon's going to send this ball gone. An absolute moonshot of a home run, giving the Crane some help here in Game 2, as he takes his dear sweet time around in those bases. What an absolute moonshot. Brandon Rombayer, have a series, kid. What an absolute amazing day for Brandon Rombayer, and we will see how it goes for the rest of this game and Game 3. And Braxton Hopkins here going to take the first pitch, going to take that pitch for a ball 4. As Griffin Hickey now up to bat, he's going to take ball 4 as well. As Brandon Rombayer up off of Bennett Biga, here we go. And strike 3, a good pitch on the top pipe, as Braxton Hopkins will also take a good pitch, bar down on that one. As Griffin Hickey's going to take a walk, as it's going to load the bases for Rombayer. Here we go. And it's going to be ball 4, as it's going to walk in a run for the Cranes. And Braxton Hopkins is going to pop this one up, and it's going to be caught out by Bennett Biga, and that's going to end the inning. And here we go. Bennett Biga going to hit this one right out to Griffin, right in the perfect spot, like they were running a shift. And Brandon Rombayer throws ball 4 over the net. And Jay Corcoran will also take ball 4, going to be first and second for the Leopards.
This was an infield fly.
Bennett Biga's going to pop this one up, dropped by Brandon Rombayer, but they eventually called it an infield fly, so everyone would stay at their bases. As Cooper Ullman's going to take ball 4. Load the bases for Jay Corcoran. Gone! A grand slam for Jay Corcoran. What a shot. An absolute moonshot bomb, as Jay is rounding those bases right now. As he hits take the L, some of the Cranes going to grab the ball. He's like an NFL running back running through those defenders. That one was a grand slam. And then Bennett Biga, home run, a solo shot as he chucks the bat as he's about ready to round those bases. You see how far Braxton Hopkins has to go out there just to get that ball. That was a moonshot and a half. As he makes Grayson miss there as he rounds into home, as Cooper Ullman's going to take a walk. As Brandon Rombayer up to pitch again, Jay Corcoran's going to take ball 4. Going to be first and second for the Leopards. Bennett Biga is also going to take ball 4, going to load the bases. Rombayer is struggling. And here's the pitch to Ullman. Strike 3 called. A very good pitch there by Rombayer to get out of the inning. Last call for the Cranes. That's going to be first pitch outside for ball 4 as Braxton Hopkins up to bat. He's going to line it just, but Bennett knocks it down and is going to be able to tag out Brandon. There's only going to be 1 run around, but 1 out. Griffin Hickey's going to ground this ball into play. Couldn't get him at first, so it's going to be first and second here. As Brandon Rommeyer up to bat, he's going to take ball 4, going to load the bases for the Cranes. And here's Braxton Hopkins with the bases loaded, going to pop this one up, but caught by Bennett Biga. It's Griffin Hickey. Here we go, bases loaded. And it's going to be strike 3 call as the Leopards win Game 2. We will see you back here for Game 3.
So, as you know, we were doing our top 5 fast foods. Colin isn't here, so I don't know where you went. I'm pretty sure he had to leave for like Cincinnati, but we left on 5 was McDonald's and 4 was Wendy's. Number 3, it might not be like a fast food, but we're going Jimmy John's because it's Jimmy John's. Subs are electric. 2 has got to be Chick-fil-A. I mean, chicken there is just so good. Pretty good. And before we do our number 1, we're going to do an honorable mention. Honorable mention is going to be KFC. I mean, some of the best chicken ever. But then for our number 1 fast food restaurant, a universal decision by everyone here, Culver's. I mean, ice cream, the fries, the burgers, it is all there. And see you guys in Game 3.
All right, Braxton Hopkins here, back on the call for Game 3. Here we go, as Braxton Hopkins will take ball 4 to start us off, as Griffin Hickey will take a good pitch from Jay Corcoran for strike 3. And Brandon Rommeyer ground this ball into play, but they're going to make the play second, but Braxton was going 3, and he did get the peg, but there was some controversy with Cooper being in the way, but after further review, he was not, as Bennett Biga goes yard, as he hits a solo shot here to give the Leopards the lead here in the first inning. The Leopards have just been absolutely crushing the ball this series, and Bennett and Jay have been a big reason why. What an amazing series these guys are having. They are going for the sweep. As Cooper Ullman's going to pop this ball up, Brandon Rummeyer makes the play. As Jay Corcoran's going to come up to bat, going to take ball 4, going to walk him on to first. As Bennett Biga is going to send this ball up in the air, just close but not gone. It's going to try to peg Jay, but sends this ball out of play. Jay's going to take third. As they got a runner at third now with Griffin pitching, Cooper batting, strike 3 on a good pitch there, as that's going to end the first inning. As Brendan Rommeyer is going to ground this ball into play as he's jogging it out, and Cooper throws him all the way out from third base. What a play there, as Braxton Hopkins is going to pop this one up into right field as Bennett Biga makes the play. As Griffin's going to ground this ball down to third base, but this time beats it out as Bennett also drops it. Almost got a good play there again, and then Brandon Rommeyer will then strike out. As Jay Corcoran's now going to start it off for the Leopards. As he's going to ground this ball into play. He's going to try to peg him instead of throwing it. Going to throw it out of play. Jay's going to take second. As Bennett Biga is going to swing and miss it on ice straight through the went over the backstop. And Cooper Ullman's going to take ball 4. Going to put a runner on first. And also they have a runner on second. As Jay Corcoran's going to send this ball gone. Home run, a 3-run shot for the Leopards. Just extending their lead much, much further. As Jay and Cooper are all walking around the bases as they go around. And there they go as they're trying. Brandon is attacking them, and there comes Griffin. It's becoming an all-out brawl on the field. As Jay and Cooper still got to touch home as they're getting kind of mugged or something, man. As Cooper runs and touches home, and then there comes Jay. That was a funny scene there here. As Bennett's going to pop this one up, and that one's actually going to get over it, carried just a bit further, as Braxton tried to catch it, but was to no avail. And it's going to be the mercy rule of the inning. But still, Bennett Biga forgot to run all the way around the bases as we're figuring out. as ring around the rosy, pocket full of posy, as they are jumping around together, as Bennett's going to hop over Jay and come into home finally, which is going to end the inning. Last call for the Cranes. Feel like I've said that a lot this video, but he's going to walk Griffin Hickey there as that ball hit him. And Braxton Hopkins going to come up, ground this ball right to Jay, and they're going to make the play out. One out away now, but Griffin's going to go 3, and they're going to throw it off of Cooper, and he dropped the ball there, so Griffin's going to score. That's going to be 1 run there for the Cranes. As Brandon Rombayer going to ground this ball into play, is going to drop the ball at first base. He could have had him there. Would have been a very tough play, though. As Griffin's going to pop this one up to Cooper, as Brandon Rombayer, everyone thinks this is the 3rd out. Brandon Rombayer doesn't realize the situation right now. He's off the bases, as he's now going to have to scurry back to first. Luckily, he was just safe. As Braxton Hopkins going to come up, ground this ball into play, and just going to get tagged out. That's going to end Game 3. Leopards earn the sweep. We're going to send it to the post-game interviews. Goodbye. Leopards, what an absolutely amazing series. You guys swept this series that nobody thought was going to be a sweep. Potentially, the team that you beat could have won 2 out of 3. How do you guys feel after you guys took 3 out of 3 against the Cranes, setting yourself up for potential 1 seed? And right now you have the 2 seed, potential 1 seed if the Sabres get swept. How do you guys feel?
Fantastic. We feel great.
Of course you do.
I think that kid is an idiot.
Yeah, no, he is pretty dumb. Because he.
aren't going to get swept playing us.
All
See,
right.
Casey's not going to be swept.
I have one more question for you guys. Are you guys ready for some more MKW Wiffleball?